Sports News. In the headlines, vehicles confiscated, persons arrested in police routine control. Government officials sign registry for Malaysia flight crash victims. United People Party, UP, is not in violation of campaign regulation. These stories with much more details coming up right after these commercials.
MSR Cable TV, simply the best.
Police officers had some busy week as they were carrying out routine road control, although the controls were checking every and anything, and no stones was left unturned, where vehicles were confiscated and several persons arrested. Here is police spokesperson, Inspector Ricardo Henson, to elaborate more on the controls.
Once again, I must say that we have been busy as we promised to the community that we would go out and we would be busy controlling the entire island. When I say control, I mean control generally. So what we go out and we try to find out exactly who we have on the island, where are they staying, what are they doing. So we would controlling, stopping cars, finding out if everyone has their papers in order. And in that process, quite a number of persons have been arrested. I don't have the exact numbers, but some persons have been arrested for cases that are already pending, and also some persons that have illegal status on the island. So that is not exactly what we are out for immigration, but if you are caught and you don't have any legal status on the island, of course, you would be brought in and handed over to the immigration department, who would then continue with that process. Nevertheless, as I was saying, we have been quite busy. We have been giving out a lot of fines. So we want to ask all those persons that are out with their vehicles, make sure that your vehicles are in order, make sure that you have proper identification and these type of things. It's because it's to avoid you from being stopped and having unnecessary inconvenience. If you have things to do during the day and you are stopped, you have to make sure those things are done before you will be able to go. You will be able to have to prove that you have a legal status on the island, or you're in the possession of a driver's license, or your documents for your car are in order. And if those are not, you don't have them in your possession and you cannot prove that, you wouldn't be able to just go. It would be inconvenienced. So we are trying to avoid that. And as I said, we will continue our controls. If you can sense a sense of tranquility, things are not so busy anymore. People are feeling a little bit safer and they are venturing more out. And we want to encourage people to do that. It is because this is what we are in. The business is to provide safety. We can't be all over the place, but we try our best to cover the whole area. We are asking for the community to cooperate with us in the sense of providing us with information. Give us information and let us do our job, but make sure the information is correct and as much as possible, and we will take it from there. So that's how we stand right now, Abigail.
Mr. Ricardo, I see that you all did a joint control with the gendarme. How was that venture? How did it go?
No, that was a very, very good control. This is something that we have done in the past, and we intend to continue doing it in the future. Naturally, we have to discuss it first and plan it, and then we execute it. So these are things that we are going to do. A large number of persons have gotten fined during that period, and a number of cars has been taken away. And as I said, we should make sure that all our documents, all our stuff are in order before you venture out on the streets, because to avoid any inconvenience.
There you had it from police spokesperson, Inspector Ricardo Henson. The patrol officers are seen conducting a routine vehicle check in the Simpson Bay Airport Stretch area. A condolence book for the crash victims of Flight MH17 was set up here on St. Martin for persons to sign. Prime Minister Sarah Westcott Williams and Minister of Education, Mrs. Patricia Lawrence Phillips, are seen signing the registry, while Member of Parliament, Mr. Cornelius de Wever, wait on his turn to sign. The staff of the Secretariat of the Council of Ministers recently participated in the workshop Digital Speed Reading offered by TDC Training and Development Center and funded by USONA. The workshop was intended to support the staff in their transition to a paperless environment and consisted of 4.5-day session. The staff, in addition, is required to read extensive policy papers and reports on a regular basis in a limited amount of time. The workshop provided insight in regarding behavior and methodology. The participants all sufficiently improved their baseline reading speed at the conclusion of the last session. According to the UP leader, the minister's guideline for billboard signs and banner also have no legal basis. No applicable law provides the minister with the authority to determine and set the size of the posters and billboards. This formulation suggests that such restrictions can work through for private property, which again will constitute an unauthorized infringement on the right of freedom and speech and expression. Such a measure serves no public order objective, and even if it was the case, the minister is not permitted to have a law of higher ranking derogate to his decision. NVGEBE, the Water and Electricity Company, announced that the company will release a toll-free number 1-844-GEBE-213 as of next week. This marks an important milestone in improving communication and service to the customers, said Mr. Romelio Maduro, Chief Operation Officer and President of the Board of Directors of NVGEBE. At NVGEBE, we make every attempt to respond to clients' need in a timely manner. With these improvements being made to address our telephone issues, we can now focus on making sure that the clients' needs are met, said Mr. Maduro. All calls made at this number 1-844-GEBE-213 will be free for clients using mobile or landlines or any local phone service network. By adding this number, NVGEBE will improve their customer service and response time towards their client. This line will be available for emergency calls only. President of the Managing Board of Directors of NVGEBE also stated the following: once clients call in with their emergency, one of our operators will take the information, process it accordingly through a technician in order to efficiently address the customer's need and concern. The press release concluded that getting a toll-free number is an important step in an ongoing commitment to enhance NVGEBE's customer service to its client. The number is presently in the testing stage and will be ready for use early this week. A passenger plane carrying 116 people is feared to have crashed on a flight from Burkina Faso to Algeria, capital Algiers. Contact with the Air Algeria flight was lost over the Sahara as it crossed Mali in bad weather, officials said. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius said the plane, which has 51 French citizens aboard, crashed. There have been reports of wreckage being found, but they are in locations up to 400 kilometers, 250 miles apart. However, the French military, which is leading the search operation in the desert, has not confirmed finding any remains of the plane. 2 UN helicopter crew who took part in the search also failed to locate wreckage before nightfall. Contact with flight AH5017, chartered from Spanish airline Swiftair, was lost about 50 minutes after takeoff from Agoudouar, Air Algeria said. The pilot had contacted Niger's control tower in Niamey to change course because of a sandstorm. Speaking in Paris, Mr. Fabre said despite intense search efforts, no trace of the aircraft has yet been found. The plane has crashed, he said. He said 2 French Mirage fighters planes were scouring the area. French President François Hollande cancelled a planned visit overseas and said every effort was being made to find the plane. The search will take as long as need, he told reporters. Earlier, an Algerian official told Reuters that the plane had crashed but gave no further details. France's civil aviation body said crisis centers had been set up at airports in Paris and Marseille.
Mesdames, Messieurs, l'avion d'Air Algérie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Air Algérie plane flying with 51 French citizens on board was found last night at Gossi, east of Mali, near the border of Burkina Faso.
Les soldats français qui sont déjà sur place.
French troops who are already on site have secured the location and have started the investigation. There are, alas, no survivors.
L'enquête est en cours sur les causes.
The investigation is ongoing to determine the cause of this tragedy.
Boîte noire a d'ores et déjà.
One of the black boxes has been found and is being transported to Gao to be examined as soon as possible.
Il pourra donc être examiné dans les meilleurs délais.
A rare lightning storm struck Pac Venice Beach, California on Sunday, killing a 20-year-old man and injuring up to 12 others, one critically, after the same storm had struck a person in Catalina Island. Firefighters said a bolt of lightning hit the water and the electrical current then traveled, hitting swimmers and surfers. The fire department assessed a total of 13 patients and transported a total of 8 patients. Los Angeles Fire Department spokeswoman Kathleen Main said 5 others was injured but did not require hospitalization. She said it appears to have been just one powerful lightning strike that hit the shoreline. Everyone that had a medical complaint was either in the water or near the water, Main said. The man who died was swimming and went missing in the water after the lightning strike, according to ABC station KABC TV in Los Angeles. After a lifeguard found his body in full cardiac arrest, emergency personnel performed CPR and transported him in critical condition to Marina Del Rey Hospital, where he later died. The other person who was critically injured was a surfer, official confirmed.